Thank you everyone for being here, for joining this session, for accompanying me in this morning and in Kisima Festival, although we didn't have it in person, but at least we can share a bit of the vibes we were preparing for that amazing time. So at least we are here. I think we are all. Then if more people can join in the way, is okay. So, well, welcome to this session where I'm going to talk about the feminine cycle and self-knowledge through the feminine cycle. My name is Paula, for the ones who don't know me, from Mujer Naturaleza, Woman Nature. And I work with women, I accompany them in the processes of self-knowledge and self-discovery from my own experience. I'm a life coach and a menstrual therapist. So I have also passed through this same path of trying to connect with my femininity, try to know myself better and connect with my true self, also resignifying and reconnecting with my feminine part. So it's from this side that I'm now accompanying other women in the same processes, because I also learn a lot with sharing with other women and growing together, no? Discovering things together, because each of us, we are unique, and each of us, we have a lot of wisdom to share with the rest. So, well, that's me. And what are we gonna be talking today is, how to connect with our femininity, and I'm gonna share some tools for that. We are, I hope everyone is listening to me well. If not, just please let me know or write in the chat. Okay, thank you, Hera. So, well, the first thing I wanted to share with you is not to reflect a bit on what is being a woman, what is being feminine for all of us, and from where these concepts are coming, no? Sometimes many of these things are coming from outside, from our education, from our previous experiences. They condition in us sometimes to behave in a certain way, or to think about ourselves in a certain way, or to have that role or that concept of what is being a woman or what is being a feminine, no, human being. And this also condition us in our experience, of course. So how we behave and how we develop ourselves and how we see ourselves, all these things are are affecting us, no? So normally we are living now in a wounded masculine world, where everything is of being a woman in this world and for us, no? And how this can help us to connect with our true selves, with our gifts, with the possibilities that this give us. So as human beings, we are living this experience in a women's body. So because of that, it's good if we connect with the gifts and the capabilities that this body is giving us, because through them we can also access to our true selves, to our gifts, to know ourselves, and to manifest the life we want, no? And one of these things, which is so unique in women, in this women body, is the cyclicality. We are cyclicals. That means we are change. We are changing every time, every month, every time of our life, no, we are changed. And connecting with this cyclicality and with this cycle that is so unique of women, it brings us self-love, knowledge about ourselves, compassion, allowing ourselves to experience and to experience our life from a different perspective, and to be compassionate, be understanding ourselves, not be so much putting so much pressure to us, no? Also accepting that change, that everything passed, the good and the bad, nothing is forever, no? We are changed, and that is what feminine is bringing us. So also allowing us to connect with those qualities, it allows us to re-signify the feminine energy, to find our own understanding and our own meaning about what is being a woman and what is being feminine, and connecting with that, no? So we start being feminine as we believe, no? I don't know, I just share shortly part of my experience, which I was so feminist from a fight place that I was trying to demonstrate my femininity, trying to be like a man, no? So embodying the masculine, the wounded masculine energy, and trying to demonstrate I can do the same things like men in the same way like men's. So at the end, I realized, yeah, I can do everything like a man, but as a woman and from a feminine energy, or finding my balance between my feminine and my masculine energy, which is so much rich than trying to be like a wounded man as is happening in the society, you know? So that's why it's like, try to find our own meaning of what is being a woman and what is femininity for us to express from that side that is connecting us with our true selves. So for that, I want to invite you to connect with our cyclicity. And I'm gonna tell you a bit more about our cycle and how can we connect with it, and some tools to do that. So our cycle normally has a duration of 28 days. 28 days is like the moon cycle, okay? But the thing is that every woman is unique. So the cycle can go from 21 days to 35 days. And everything is perfect. So it has 28 days, the general thing, and it has through 4 different phases, like the moon phases, like the moon cycle. This doesn't mean that we have to go with the moon. It means that we are more connected with the moon, no? I'll explain more about it. So doesn't matter if you have your blood, if you don't have your menstruation, if you have passed already to the menopause, if you have your physical uterus or not, doesn't matter. All women, we are cyclicals, and we can connect with the energies of each phase and of our cyclicality. So what I want to share now with you is the 4 phases of our cycle, the energies that move in each phase, and yeah, the things that we can connect with in each of the phases. Okay. If you have any questions at any point, you can also put them in the chat, and at the end, I'll go through them and we can answer them. Okay. So there is no order in the phases. I'm just gonna start for the pre-ovulatory phase, which is the phase where the moon is starting to grow, is starting to shine in the sky, no? So in this phase, it corresponds also with the energy of a teenager, of a warrior, of a maiden. It's a fresh energy. It's an energy to start things, because we have the capability and the energy to do a lot of things. We are very curious, you know, we are more like teenagers. We are very curious. We want to experiment more. We want to try new things. We are able to start many things. And we also are able to focus in objectives. It's one of the stages more masculine of our cycle, because we are more able to focus and to have our attention in one objective and put the actions to get it. So also what happens in our body that explains as well this energy is that the follicle stimulating hormone is released. And this hormone, what it makes is that produces the estrogen. The estrogen is the hormone to growth. So everything in our body starts to grow. Our endometrius in the uterus start growing. Also, the ovules inside our ovaries start vibrating and start getting ready and start growing to, in the next phase, be ready to go to the fallopian tube so that they can be fertilized. So everything is growing, and the estrogen make us very active, and also the dopamine and the serotonin are in this phase, which make us connect with the happiness, with the excitement. So it's a phase or a lot of young and fresh energy. Okay. Then we go to the ovulatory phase. What happens in this phase is that we reach the peak of estrogen. So you can imagine now we are in our peak of shining outside there, of being sociable, being available for ourselves, for others, and to maintain whatever we have created in the previous phase where we were initiating a lot of things. So in this phase, we are able to nurture that we have started, and that we are ready to grow, no? Also, it corresponds with the full moon. What happens now? The full moon is out there in the sky, shining. Is all that we can see in the sky. No, it's completely out. So we are very open to the people, to be sociable, to maintain our projects, to nurture them. It's the archetype of the mother. So it's a stage where we can take care about ourselves, about others. It's very connected with this nutritious energy. Then we go to the premenstrual phase. What happens in this? In the ovulatory phase, also I didn't mention, we reach the peak of the estrogen, but also what happens, as you might know, is that the ovum goes out of the ovary, so that it waits to be fertilized, no? In this phase. That's why also all the signals that our body is sending is to attract the sperm to be fertilized. That's why also our energy is like that. We are attracting people, we are attracting everything we need to maintain whatever we are creating. So then we go to the premenstrual phase, which is the waning moon, because we start going to the darkness. Now the moon starts going smaller and going towards the cave, going towards the darkness. Is what happens in our body here is that when the ovum has gone out of the ovary, normally the ovum is like in a bag. So when it goes to the fallopian tube, this bag remains in the ovary, and this bag starts producing progesterone. It's the second big hormone that we have in our cycle. The progesterone starts creating warmth and protection, no, for our uterus to host the fertilized egg. So also what the progesterone does is that overstimulates our amygdala here in the brain, and which is the one who responds to danger. So that's why also in this phase we can be a bit irritable, you know, ready to fight, ready to respond, to protect whatever we are creating, because we are in a phase of protection, of warmth, of starting going within. So in this phase, the energy that we are moving is a very intuitive energy and very creative energy, because if the ovum is fertilized, we start creating a human life. But we are not only creators of human life, we can create anything. So even in this phase is a very creative phase, very connected with intuition, with our dreams. We are able to connect with the information that our dreams bring to us. It's the archetype of the enchantress and the wild woman, you know, so we are like a bit, mystic in this phase, no? And we can be more within ourselves, inside us, to use all these energies for our projects and to protect whatever we are creating. And then the last phase I want to, we have, although not in order, as I told you, is the menstrual phase. What happened in the menstrual phase? physically is that our body recognizes that we have not been fertilized, the ovum has not been fertilized, so the progesterone drops completely and the estrogen drops completely. So now we start bleeding. Everything, the walls of the endometrium, the ovum, everything leaks, makes a mix in our uterus and we start bleeding. So we bleed, so we clean ourselves, we release whatever our body doesn't need anymore. And this is also the energy that we have in this phase. We are like the new moon. There is darkness, there is nothing in the sky, although it allows us to see other things that in the other phases we can't see, like the stars, for calmness, for connecting with ourselves and our true selves and let go everything we don't want anymore in our lives. So it's a very powerful stage, no? And it's a stage of death. So only when we die, we are able to leave a space for the new that is gonna start in the new phase with the pre-ovulatory phase once again. So it's a very important phase also for us to give the space to rest and to listen. It's the archetype of the old woman, the one who knows that there is a lot of wisdom in the silence and in the darkness. Although sometimes in this society we don't allow ourselves to be in this state, no? Because we need to be in the action, as we were saying at the beginning. But it brings us a lot of wisdom, no? So all this is just, don't believe anything I tell you. I want to invite you to connect with what is true for you and how do you live your phases and what is the energies you can feel and the emotions you can feel in each of the phases, because that gives you a lot of knowledge about yourself, and a lot of ideas on how to take care and cover your needs according with what you are feeling in each phase, which is going to be different in every time and in every stage of your life, which also we are experiencing other changes. So how can we do this? I propose you to have a chart, a diary, where you can be collecting information every day, okay? Every day you are gonna be you can be paying attention at least for 5 minutes to what you are feeling. How is your physical body? How is your mental body? Where your mind is focused, you know, if you are worried, if you are always with the same thing, or you are jumping from one thing to another, all these things are gonna give us a lot of information. And when we have 2 months with all this information, is giving us, we'll start seeing patterns and we'll start understanding how we change in each phase. What do we need in each of the phases, and what do we do to cover those needs in the different phases? You can also draw a circle and divide it in 4, or even divide it in each of the days of the month, or your cycle. If your cycle is normally 30 days, you can divide the cycle in 30 days. And in each day, you can at least put some keywords about that day, about what you are feeling, about how is your body, also what you are experiencing. So when you have 2 months with information collected, you can already see a lot of information there and patterns and things that maybe you knew, but you were not connecting, and it's giving us a lot of information. So yeah, I invite you to do that if you want to connect with your cyclicity and to know more about how is it for you, no? And how do you experience this? Okay, any questions until here? You can put them in the chat, and anyway, at the end also I'm gonna leave a bit of time to ask things. If not, I would like to share with you a small meditation to connect and activate our uterus. Why? Because our uterus is our center of power. is where everything is created, not only human beings, but everything that we can create, that's the space where we can create it. So I would like us to activate and connect with it, because normally when we meditate or we connect with our bodies, we can maybe scan our body, but we never ask our uterus, how is it, what she needs, how can I cover her needs. So that's what we are gonna do today. So I'm gonna share some music. If you can't hear, let me know. And please find a comfortable position, comfortable space. And let's see the music. Okay, it should be playing in a few. You should be hearing it. Good. It's not loud. It's okay. Perfect. Just find a comfortable position and close your eyes. You can move any part of your body to find that position that you need now to relax and connect with your body. Connect with your breathing at your own pace. Feel the air entering in your body, refreshing your body, relaxing and awakening at the same time your body. Keep breathing, connecting within with our body, feeling all our body. How is it feeling? Which parts of my body can I sense? Can I notice? Which emotions can I feel? In which part of my body can I feel them? Little by little, I'm gonna take my attention, my uterus, to that space where my uterus, whether physical or energetically, is. I'm going to pay attention to this area of my body, to the external part. I'm going from the outside to the inside. I'm going to pay attention to which parts of my uterus can I connect with. what is happening inside my uterus. What is my uterus containing, keeping inside it? Which memories, which experiences, which emotions? How does she feels? What does she has to say to us? What does she need? And we breathe there. We keep breathing, connecting with our uterus, listening, feeling. And taking our hands to our uterus, we are gonna try to send it some love, some care, or anything that she has asked for. We put the intention to give it to her, to give it to us. Any movement needs to be released, you can just do it. Connect with whatever you need. We are now going to activate our uterus with some breathings, deep breathings When we are gonna inhale, we are gonna squeeze and contract our vagina, our uterus, every muscle of our pelvis, of our perineum, and we keep our breath as much as we can, and then we release. Paying attention to every sensation, every feeling that we can notice. And we are gonna do it again. Breathing in, contracting, squeezing, holding the air, and releasing. And one last time. We are gonna breathe in and squeeze, contract our vagina, our perineum, holding the air, and release whenever we can. Paying attention, being present of the feelings of our uterus, of our vagina. If there is anything we can feel, we can perceive. We can feel our uterus, our vagina vibrating, awakening. We are opening ourselves to paying attention to her, to receiving information, to connecting with our cyclicality, with our femininity, with our own way to be woman. And we keep breathing. Slowly and deeply. We are gonna feel how this vibration, this awakening that we can feel in our uterus, in our vagina, is now expanding through the rest of our body. It's feeling our legs, feeling our stomach, our chest, our back, our arms. Everything is filled by this energy, by this active energy. We connect with it, we feel, we breathe, we pay attention to how our body is feeling now, which things we are perceiving in our body, in our emotions, which things are crossing our mind. Everything is good, everything is fine. We just allow it, we just pay attention. Little by little, we are gonna start bringing ourselves back. Bringing ourselves back to the space, to the body. Maybe moving some parts of our body, the fingers of our hands, our neck, every part of our body that can help us to come back slowly. And whenever we are ready, we can open our eyes and come back. We can make some movement, some stretching, whatever we need to come back to this space, to this moment, this time. And well, if someone wants to share or wants to ask anything, you can do it in the chat or even open the mic. Well, I don't know if we can, but yeah, you can also share it or ask anything you need.
I guess one question that I'd have is when we're in the throes of a really challenging time with the cycle, what I've struggled with is how to learn to also love that part of my cycle and know not to fight the body and just move with it.
Yeah, thank you for your question, Hada. Every stage of the cycle has its difficulties and its opportunities. So for me, what it helped me in those moments and in those phases, it was to discover the good and the positive things of it, which normally they don't tell us. So for example, in the premenstrual phase, yeah, we are so irritable, and maybe we are so irritable and maybe feeling some pain in our breast or in our uterus because it's already preparing for the menstruation, or even the menstrual pain that we can normally face. Normally we know these things, no, and we experience these things, and we stay in that mind, no, in what I'm gonna pass through is this. But also some of these things, as much as we know ourselves, we can connect why they are happening. For example, in the menstruation, I was explaining you, it's a time to rest, for silence, for letting go. And sometimes what we do is completely the opposite. We want to maintain ourselves in the same rhythm, in the same action, in doing the same things and not allowing silence and rest into our lives, because that's not allowed in the world and in the society we live in. So then we push and force our bodies, and then our body has to react and has to shout at us sometimes, no, with pain, with these negative experiences that we have. For sure, the menstrual pain can have many reasons. I'm just giving an example. So this is one of the things, like to get into the reason why I'm feeling maybe this pain, no? Make those connections. Maybe it's something that is not in alignment with what I need in that phase. That's why it's so important for us to recognize the needs so that we can cover them accordingly. And maybe not covering them accordingly is the reason for us to experience some negative things in those phases. And then another thing is what I was saying about discovering the positive things on it, no? For example, in the premenstrual phase, it's a huge phase to connect with our dreams and with our intuition, and it's so powerful, the messages that our dreams bring to us. So when we pay, it normally can be so intense, you can wake up so tired, but at the same time they are giving you so much information, and if you start keeping records and knowing how they are telling to you, it's like, can't you start liking it, because you are feeling yourself special. You are like, wow, how much wisdom there is inside me. Even in the menstruation, You know, there are so many things we can do with our blood, even our own medicine, to heal ourselves. We can use it as a symbolic way to put the intention we want for our cycle. You know, there is a lot of magic and good things, magic in the sense of, you know, of yeah, good things, and connecting with this spirituality from another side. So when you also start connecting with these positive things, you start even liking it. I have reached the point of waiting for my blood to come, you know. So it's kind of resignifying exactly those negative or those difficult moments in our cycle by finding why they are happening, or which other parts of my cycle are there, no? The positive ones that normally in those phases they don't tell us. Okay, well, I can see we have reached the time, so if there are no more questions, we'll finish the session, although I would like to leave you here my contacts. I'm gonna copy them in the chat. Just in case you want to contact with me. I accompany women in an individual way. I also facilitate workshops and women's cycles. So if you are interested to contact with me, I leave you there in the chat all my contacts. And also I'm starting very soon a course online with Conscious Kenya, where we are gonna go deeply into the divine feminine, into all the stages, into all the gifts that femininity bring to us, to resignifying and reconnecting with it. It's gonna start on 13th of May. It's online as well. I also left you the link there. If you want more information, you can also contact me. And thank you. I can see your messages here. Thank you, Taka. Thank you, Halam. So honored to have you all here and to be able to share what is my passion. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Hope to see you soon and in another time, even in Kisima Festival in October. Thank you.
We've got Vinyasa Flow with Tamara in 15 minutes. So if anyone wants to join, I'll close the meeting and reopen in 15. Thank you so much, Pau. That was gorgeous.
Thank you, Heather, for facilitating this space and giving us this opportunity. It's amazing. Thank you so much for your work.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.